Yeah.
Hello, and this time on the Mortgage and Protection Podcast, we have Georgina back from Henchurch Lane to explain how a bridging loan on a buy to let works. It's lovely to chat with you as always, Georgina. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you, Tessa. And yourself?
Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. Yes, all good too. Thank you for asking. So let's get straight into the questions that we have here for this episode then. So, first of all, people would, of course, like to know, can I get a bridging loan on a buy to let? How does it all work?
So, yes, absolutely. You can use a bridging loan to purchase a buy to let. It's often called a bridge to let when you do it this way. So, essentially, it's short term financed, used to bridge the gap between buying a property and securing a longer term buy to let mortgage.
Mm,
It's really common when the property isn't quite mortgage ready, or you need to move fast before arranging a standard mortgage.
mm. Okay, so there we go. That makes sense there. And it would be a very short episode otherwise, wouldn't it? So
Yeah.
um, let's continue on then. So, just to go into more detail here, why would you need a bridging loan to purchase a buy to let property?
So there are a key few reasons why you'd need a bridging loan to purchase a buy to let property.
Mm,
It could be that the property needs refurbishment or isn't habitable yet. You can't get a normal buy to let mortgage unless the lender can see that the property is ready to rent.
mm.
So a bridging loan gives you the time to do that work. It could be that maybe you're buying at an auction, completion deadlines are tight.
Mm.
They're usually around 28 days, so a bridging loan helps you move quickly. Or another reason could be it's useful if you want to buy before selling another property, or refinance later once you've added some value to the property that you're purchasing.
Mm. Right, okay. So different reasons there as to why you might be looking to do this. Now, with the next question, we've covered this actually on quite a few episodes, but it's always a popular one. So, what is an exit strategy and why is this important? And do I need an exit strategy to secure a bridge to let?
Yes, absolutely. So, like you said, we have spoke about it before, but
Mm,
I'd say with a bridging loan, it's probably one of the most important things to make sure you do have a clear exit strategy in place.
mhm,
So, the exit strategy is simply how you plan to repay the bridging loan. It could be selling a property, refinancing onto a buy-to-let mortgage,
mm,
or releasing equity from another asset that you have. Lenders want to see a clear exit before approving the bridging loan.
mm.
And because bridging is short term finance, usually 6 to 18 months, without a solid exit plan, you wouldn't be able to get the funding.
Oh, right. Okay. So that really is key there. So let's move on anyway. How much deposit do you need for a bridging loan on a buy to let then?
So most lenders will require a minimum of a 25% deposit.
Mm,
So they'll lend up to 75% of the loan to value. If you're doing the heavy refurbishment or development work, expect to put in a little bit more.
right. Okay. So that's clear there, something to remember. Just following on from that, again, another popular question, of course, how much can you borrow on a bridge to let mortgage?
Okay, so it varies a lot, but typically bridging lenders start around 50,000. You can go well into the millions, depending on
Right.
the project and your experience as well. The lender will base it on the property's current value, your deposit, and the strength of your exit plan.
Mhm. Right. Okay. So lots of different factors involved there. This is a good question to cover after that. So, what are the fees for bridge to let? What do we need to know here?
Yes, absolutely. So fees can add up. It's important to factor them in. You'll usually have an arrangement fee, which is around 1 to 2% of the loan.
Mm,
So the bridging loan that you're looking to borrow. There will also be monthly or sometimes the lender charges daily interest, and that's charged anywhere between 0.6% to around 1.5%. You're going to have a valuation fee. You're going to need to pay fees for some independent legal advice. And there will also be legal fees for both sides. Some lenders also charge an exit fee, although most of them now have got rid of that.
Right. Okay. So there's your breakdown then when it comes to the fees. And it's always useful to know these in advance, isn't it? So that you can budget.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Let's look at this question next. So can you still get a bridge to let loan with bad credit?
Potentially, yes. Bridging lenders tend to be a little bit more flexible than traditional banks. If the deal makes sense, say there's strong security and a clear exit, some lenders will accept minor credit issues. But if there are major defaults or unpaid debts, what it's going to do is it will narrow your options, and that's naturally just going to push the interest rates and the fees up for you.
Okay, so that's something to bear in mind if you're listening to this, watching this video, and that applies to you in any way. Okay, we're getting through these questions now. Let's look at this one. How does remortgaging work in this case?
So once the property's in a mortgageable condition or lettable condition, and ideally already producing some rental income, you can remortgage onto a standard buy-to-let deal. The remortgage then pays off the bridging loan, and this process is often called a bridge to let because it's designed as a seamless handover from short-term finance to longer-term letting.
Right, okay, which again makes sense there. Now, just to recap really on all of the points mentioned, what are the pros and cons of using a bridging loan to buy a let?
Okay, so the pros would definitely be the speed that it offers, flexibility, and that you can use it strategically to add value and refinance at a higher figure. So you might be able to release equity fairly quickly from that property for then an ongoing project, which is always good. The cons is that it's going to be more expensive. You must, as mentioned, you must have a clear exit. Otherwise, you risk financial pressure, and it's not always suitable for everyone, especially if you're new to property investment.
Yes, definitely. So it's a good idea to weigh up those pros and cons, isn't it? But hopefully that's all useful. And for those that are doing this for the first time, then how do I apply for bridging to purchase a buy to let? What's the process?
So start by speaking to a broker, ideally one with experience in bridging and buy to let. They'll look at your circumstances, property details, exit plan, and match you with the right lender. You'll need documents like proof of funds, ID, and property details. And the process can move very quickly once everything's in place.
Right, okay, so there we go. And you've demonstrated it there, but how can a mortgage broker help here? Have you got anything else you'd like to add?
So a good broker can save you a lot of time, money, and stress. We know which lenders move quickly, which ones will accept properties in poor condition, and how to structure your exit so the deal works smoothly for you. Bridging finance can be a really brilliant tool, but it's specialist. So I'd just say getting expert advice is key. If you're thinking of a bridge to let or any kind of bridging, speak with a qualified broker early on in the process so you're going into it fully prepared.
Okay, so we'll end on that note then. Thank you so much for that, Georgina. Hopefully that has proved useful to anyone listening to this, watching this video, and I'm sure we'll be back with another one soon.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Cesar.